Hey, what's going on? Jake here with Uncommon EDC. Today we're taking a look at another CountyComm pouch. This is their XPAC Diplomat 3, the bigger brother to the Diplomat 2. It's about 25% larger if you're familiar with that pouch. You can pick this up over on the CountyComm website, which I'll link to in the description, for $25. And although I purchased this with my own money, I am also a CountyComm affiliate, so I do have a coupon code, Uncommon EDC, all one word. It'll save you a little bit of money while helping out the channel if you decide to pick this up or anything else. So let's get into it. This is available in two different colors. The Anvil Gray is the colorway you see in front of you. Also available in International Orange, which is a very bright high-vis orange colorway. And typically that's the colorway I go with when I picked up previous XPAC pouches from them. But this one, based on the description and the images online, seemed like it would make a really good like admin pouch or travel pouch. And so I wanted something a little bit more muted, which is why I went with the Anvil Gray. It's an XPAC material, no matter which one you go with. They don't specify the type of XPAC they use, but if you take a closer look, this looks very similar to the last CountyComm pouch we had with the ripstop nylon pattern over the XPAC pattern. And Rich over at True Budget EDC did some research and concluded that it is most likely VX03. So I think that's what's being used here as well. Going to be really durable, weather resistant, UV resistant, easy to clean, all of the normal stuff with XPAC. And a really great price for an XPAC pouch of this size. I think typically for something this large, the dimensions on here are 5 inches wide by 8 inches tall, by the way. Something this size we would typically see in the $40 to $50 price range, maybe even a little bit more for XPAC. So to get this at $25 is definitely a really great deal if this is the layout you're looking for. So on the exterior of this, besides our XPAC, we have a 3-inch by 4-inch area of hook and loop Velcro. I just have one patch on there, the I have no blade safety. And if we flip over to the back, we have a really nice grab handle, some sort of nylon straps here. And it has a attachment system for MOLLE webbing, so you can attach this to the back of your bag. And it's nice that it's built in rather than having its own MOLLE where you have to get your own sort of strap to attach it to. This is just built in, it's secured with a button. You unbutton that, slide it through the webbing, clip it back shut. And it's really quick and easy to take on and off, and you don't need to buy anything else to be able to do that. So that's a really nice thing. Clamshell style opening with 2 zippers, so you can open it in either direction. We have YKK AquaGuard zippers here that are reverse threaded, so there's no kind of scratchy material on the exterior here. Also going to be weather and resistant. Now, always caveat this with, they say waterproof, but there is an opening between these 2 zippers, so if you're going to be submerging this, it will let water in. So don't think this is an actual dry bag. Now, with those YKK zippers, they attach some 550 paracord with this reflective material. You can, of course, clip that off if you aren't so keen on that particular paracord and replace it with your own. I'm actually thinking about replacing it with their glow-in-the-dark 155-pound test Dacron corded, so maybe make that switch. This does glow in the dark. It's pretty lit up here, so you're not going to be able to see that. But most likely I'm going to make that switch pretty soon. But nice smooth YKK zippers as usual. And this comes vacuum sealed, by the way. So right now it's relatively thick. When you get it, it's probably less than ½ an inch thick, all packed down. I don't know that it'll ever pack that down again unless you re-vacuum seal it, but it does get fairly slim. So as usual, I have this all loaded out with gear. I'm going to do something a little bit different though. I'm not going to take the gear out. Well, I'll take a couple of them out just to show a few different things. But for the most part, just going to talk about the different measurements and try and keep the video a little bit on the shorter side. So starting on the left side, this is going to be more your kind of admin side where you have a lot of slots that can accommodate pens. You do have this larger elastic section back here that kind of tightens down and can carry some gear. Right now I just have a hank back there, but it will fit some notebooks. It's actually identical to the pocket on the other side. So it's about 5.5 inches deep or so, but you can make use of all of that extra overhead space as well. So I have a 7x7 hank in there. Don't think it's even all the way at the bottom, and it's sticking out a little bit, but not too much. We have this 2-inch strip of elastic, and these are sewn pretty tightly. So that's why this one is really good for pens and pen type objects. The middle 5 are all about 3/4 of an inch wide. And so you can see I have a thicker pen here, a Sharpie, a normal kind of size pen, even some slimmer ones, and even some tools in there, but you do have to keep it somewhat slim. Now on either side, there's a section that looks almost unusable. It's about 1/3 of an inch. but it is usable if you have slim enough items. In one of those I put their persuader, in the other one I just kind of left it empty, but you can see those are very slim, won't even fit a pen. But if you have like those titanium toothpicks or something like that, that'll fit in here. And again, slimmer objects will definitely fit. Moving over to the other side, we have that identical back pocket. Back there I have a few different 3.5 by 5.5 inch notebooks, and so you can definitely fit a few there. I think it's also a good spot to slot in your passport and stuff like that, travel tickets. So if you're using this for travel, it would make a pretty good pouch for that as well. And up front we have the same 2-inch strip of elastic, but only 3 slots here. And so these are each about 1.5 inches wide, so you can accommodate different types of objects. Now I have a multi-tool, a Zippo, and a comb in here. I'm just gonna remove one of these because they do come with these little D-rings where you can use to organize your keychains and things like that. And so they don't explicitly say exactly what these for. I can only imagine they're meant to slot into this elastic slot, and then you can attach your key rings here and put different types of tools or even your actual keychain here and easily pull that out and remove it when you need it. Slot it back into one of those loops. It seems to fit very nicely there, but they do include 2 of those. I went ahead and removed them. Now the only other thing on the interior here to look at is it does come with a key loop as well, and so really long one. This is not removable. I may end up clipping this out. I don't use these very often, and even if I did need them, we have this other ring that I can use to attach keychains to. So I may end up clipping this out. I also wish it was mounted just a little bit higher. You can see it's right here before this pocket, but if it were mounted towards the top, it would tuck in there a little bit easier. So it's just kind of in the way right there. Not a major issue, I just tuck it out of the way, but I do wish it was mounted just a little bit higher or even a removable clip. But that's everything I have loaded out here. Wanted to keep it kind of short and sweet. I think, like I said, this would make a really good admin pouch, a really good travel pouch, and at the price point, it's a great deal if it has the right type of organization that you need for a larger size pouch. They categorize this as an XL. I'd say it's more on the large, even maybe a bigger medium, but they do have larger pouches even on CountyComm, and so that's why I wouldn't say this is necessarily an XL. It's also relatively slim, so I could have gotten a little bit thicker, but it bulks out pretty quickly just like any of these pouches, and so I prefer to keep it a little bit more minimal. But would love to hear your thoughts on this one down in the comments below. Again, all of that will be linked in the description. I'll also link to these random items in case it comes up. Trying to do it a little bit different where it's a little bit shorter. I myself enjoy seeing the types of gear that fit in the different slots, but I have gotten comments that people would prefer I just stick straight to the point and just talk about the basics, and so trying it out that way. But let me know your preference down in the comments below if you want to hear more about the gear in these reviews as well. But thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, subscribing, joining the channel as a member. They all help the channel out a ton, and I hope you have a great one. Take care.